Good morning.
Morning.
I am Stacee Wenk, for those of you I don't know. My husband, Michael Wenk, is sitting over here beside me. He didn't want to get up this morning. My three kids are in the choir back here behind me, and then I've got one acolyting this year, so we're kind of spread all over the place. But anyone really in the congregation can make this testimony and customize it to their own home. I don't know if you can say you have my 4 kids or not, but you can customize it to your own home. But what we do here and what the family really relies on at Christ Church, and just to name a few things, is we come to church here to really balance out our lives. There's so much craziness that goes on, as we know, when we leave here. We look to Christ Church to really bring balance, not only in Michael and I's lives, but also into the children's lives. We look to Christ Church for fellowship and friends. A lot of you are our personal friends, and we so appreciate that. We also make Christ Church part of us making good choices. I mean, there's so many things that you have to make choices on as parents and as coworkers, and you look and you go, what would God want you to do? And we come here and we really nourish that and make sure that we're taking that into accountability. It also shows the kids that, this is something we want them to grow up with, and having a church family that they can rely on, not only on good times, but also on bad. Speaking of bad times, most recently my grandmother passed away, and one of her choices was to be cremated. And I didn't have really any experiences with cremation in the past, so I made a phone call to Rick, and within a couple minutes he calls me back and he says, "Don't worry about that, Stacee. You need to worry about your family. We'll take care of that afterwards." He calls me later that night to see how we're doing. Those type of things is what Christ Church is all about. There's also classes offered here. I turned around maybe about 6 weeks ago, and my husband came home speaking Spanish. I said, "Oh my gosh, where did you learn how to speak Spanish?" He's like, "Well, I've been taking the Spanish class, Stacee. Where have you been?" So, as jobs change, he's like, "Stacee, I need to know Spanish more than I thought I would." So, and speaking of, both of us have changed jobs this year. That was a big undertaking in our household, looking for different career choices, and just the savvy job fair that they have here at Christ Church was able to look at our resumes and kind of point us in the right direction. We also have the gift of music that we participate in here. The kids have been in the choir here for the last couple of years and have actually learned how to read music notes, which is awesome. And Cammie acolyting this year and understanding a little bit more about what the church brings. So I say all that because we rely so much on the church. So what does that mean? Well, the church needs to rely on us. The church needs to rely on the stewardship and the campaign so that they know what they can do to be not only better today, but better tomorrow. So I know everyone did receive their stewardship envelope already in the mail. As part of the committee this year, we try to make it easy. We try to show you guys what you gave last year and what you would need to do to maybe increase this year, because obviously we don't want to continue to do exactly what we've done. We want to make it always better. Look at all the outreach programs that we participate in. These folks rely on us, and that's what it's all about, is we're relying on the church to come here to get that nourishment, and the church needs to rely on us. And the sooner that we can make that commitment, the better off we all are, because we rely on coming here, as you guys do every Sunday. If you look around and you look to your right and your left, and if somebody sits in your seat, you're like, wait a minute, I was relying on that pew seat today, I'm relying on that comfortability to be here so that I can go away from today and, I got that message. So I say all that in summary to say, just go ahead and make your commitment as soon as possible so that Christ Church can go ahead and make sure that the outreach communities are looked at for next year appropriately, and that we are a stronger and better church in 2015. And thank all of you guys for what you do.